Today I'm gonna help y'all identify different categories of scrap metal. So I'm gonna start off with steel. This one's pretty easy because it's always gonna be magnetic. So that one's pretty easy. And then aluminum is also pretty easy. It's not magnetic, but it's easy to get confused with stainless steel, like this cup or this tube. But this will be the dirty stainless because it has this plastic in the screw. So aluminum is pretty easy to bend usually, unless it's pretty thick, but this one's easy to bend. Now stainless is going to be pretty hard to bend. And then, okay, so copper. There's a whole bunch of different categories for copper. So this here, I'm pretty sure is just copper, but I'm going to check to make sure it's not aluminum. So you get a file, then so this appears to be aluminum. So you just file it down, it'll show. Same thing with this. Got this off of a motor. It's like lacquered aluminum. Same thing with this. Okay, so copper number 1 is going to be large pieces of copper like this. But this could also go as bare bright if your scrapyard does that. Because it hasn't been under any heavy electrical load and hasn't been oxidized or anything like that. So that is copper number, or that's bare bright. Same thing. So these, it could be either one really because it is slightly oxidized, but it's not that bad. Some of the other pieces I have, like this one, that's pretty oxidized, so that will go probably as copper number 2, but since my scrapyard doesn't really do bare bright, I'll just bring in all this copper number 1. So this piece right here will be copper number 2. Even though it looks like aluminum or steel, I filed it down and it was copper. And since it has like a zinc coating, that makes it copper number 2. Okay, so all of this stuff is copper number 2. And then even though this here looks like aluminum, it's actually tinned copper, which is copper number 2. And there's these springs, which I'm pretty sure are copper number 2. I'm gonna put that with it. Now, insulated copper. It's the same thing, it just has insulation. So it's all of your power cords and stuff. And then it's 1 and 2. There's no bare bright for insulated. Now, brass is like this or this. It's a more yellowish color. So if you file something down that looks like copper and it turns out to be a yellowish color and not an orange, it's definitely going to be brass. Okay, aluminum. I already explained that. Okay, dirty brass. So like this has brass prongs, even though they look like aluminum or steel, they just have a zinc coat. And then, so just anything that has plastic, iron, anything that's not brass, that's like a large amount. So if it's just like one tiny dot of solder, it'll probably still be yellow brass. Let's see. So this here may look like brass, but it's stainless steel. It's very hard to bend. And I followed it down one time and it's just a gray color, so it's stainless. So those are all the basic metal categories. Now there are things like electric motors, which this one here I got off a drink mixer. I haven't finished taking it off since it has this steel thing on it. Well, I haven't figured out how I'm gonna get that to come off. So that there would be an electric motor. Now there's a whole bunch of electric motors, all different shapes and sizes. They're usually round, or they always are, I think. So those are all the basic categories that you'll normally see.